Hi, good morning. I love you. Welcome to the Go Love Yourself podcast. We are in the midst of the seven chakra series where I'm breaking down each chakra with its own little episode. And today's focus is the solar plexus, the third chakra, third episode, third chakra, solar plexus. And this is it. Your solar plexus is the area that houses your navel and your guts, your gut. Your solar plexus is yellow in color. And this area, this energy center, governs your personal power. This is your center for power. This is your center for confidence. This is the I am when it's balanced, flowing, and aligned. So you are very easily able to move and make decisions and put your spin on things to make it your own. That's all solar plexus chakra. So when you're in alignment, these things come easy. These things come naturally. You're very easily to process information, to digest it, and to move on without much bullshit, right? So a closed or a misaligned, unaligned solar plexus chakra will have you feeling like nervous or anxious or unable to process information, unable to stomach something, or you find something disgusting and it fucks you up. How? Well, physically, what happens is, first of all, you're unable to properly assimilate or digest your food. And this can show up in the form of like Crohn's or irritable bowel syndrome, or even if you just get the shits or can't shit. These are all symptoms of an imbalanced solar plexus chakra. And these are just symptoms. So that means that like the root is within the solar plexus. I know that sounds kind of weird to say because we're talking about chakras here, and you have your root chakra and your sacral chakra, which we've learned about both of those, and now we're on to your solar plexus. But when you want to get to the meat and potatoes of what's really going on in there, it's because of your emotions. So when I say you can't stomach something, when somebody's pissing you off and it's just disgusting, you're probably going to have shitting issues. Or if you're holding on to control and you can't release it, you're not going to be able to poop. It's very simple. Whatever is going on in your mind, your thoughts, your feelings will translate somewhere in your body. So, our solar plexus is interesting because it's considered like our second brain. And that's why people say like trust your gut. This is intuitive. It's not only like you're analyzing, but you're also intuitively like sifting through what might be okay and what might not be. It's a center for discernment, just as well as your third eye. But when we're processing something, um, it goes through our solar plexus chakra. And when we're having issues processing something, it shows up in our shit. And it's no different than consuming foods that are of nature, that are of God, that are whole foods. Your body is a lot more likely to be able to process and roll with these things that come from nature than it is a bag of potato chips. And so that's why you'll hear health and holistic wellness practitioners all the time saying, like, you need to incorporate whole foods in your diet and foods that are beneficial for the solar plexus. Like, if you're experiencing some type of stagnation or too much movement, you can incorporate things like lemon, honey. Honestly, the first thing you should do before you do anything else in the morning, well, after you ask God how you can be used on this day, get your ass to the water hose. Drink a glass of room temperature water. Drink a glass of room temperature or hot water. Um, I try to stay away from cold beverages just because it inhibits the breakdown process. Like as soon as you put a cold drink to your mouth while you're consuming food, it keeps the saliva from starting that breakdown process of digestion. So, warm or room temperature water to start off the day with honey and lemon helps get everything, lubed up in there so you can move it out, move yesterday's bullshit out. So that's why I say that. That's the first thing that you should start the day off with. So, honey and lemon. And you don't have to do that. It can just be warm water. But foods to incorporate would be foods that are yellow in color, like squash, um, lemons, citrus fruit, bananas, what else is yellow? I'm not going to suggest corn because I don't think anybody can digest corn. I don't think it's digestible as it is from nature. But hey, I mean, I can't tell you. You would know. It just really frickin' bothers me when there's corn and stuff. I'm not against corn. I like corn. And I love a good corn on the cob. I love me a good corn tortilla chip. Everybody knows that. But when I find corn in things like salsa or a hot dish, I'm just like, oh, here comes the wind. I am just put off by it because I'm like, that looks exactly the same going in as it does coming out. It's not natural. Let's see. What else? Oh, ginger and turmeric are so good for your gut health and getting things moving in there and processing and helping to move out stagnant energy. So just incorporating things like that into your diet. Now, I'm not saying you have to stop everything you're doing and stop eating bioengineered foods. Yeah, I am saying that, actually. I am. You should. Because I'm going to go off on a little wild tangent here. Yesterday, I made an overnight, well, no, I started a batch of chili in the wee hours of the morning. And then I thought, ooh, instead of a corn chip, which is usually what I choose to have with my chili, I'm like, God, I gotta go for a good saltine. Fucking love soda crackers, right? So I stopped at the grocery store on my way home yesterday and I looked at the Zesta, I looked at the Nabisco, I looked at the I took every single box. I'm an ingredient reader because you're not going to put, I'm going to know if I'm being fucked with here, okay? Every single one of them, every single box of crackers on that shelf said contains bioengineered food ingredients. I don't know if you know what that means or not, but what that means is that that food was created in a lab. And when we're talking about a cracker, and I know this because I made crackers last night after all this bullshit happened. Flour, butter, salt, water. That is the only thing. Those are the only ingredients in a fucking cracker. So as I'm looking at like the ingredient list, it's like enriched phosphate, like all this shit that I have no idea what it means. And I'm like, well, okay, but I've been eating this shit most of my life and I'm basically fine. But then you go below that and it says distributed by Kraft or Nabisco or whatever fuckery fucking company decides. And underneath that it says contains bioengineered food ingredients. or just bioengineered ingredients. Some of them don't even tell you that it's food. It's not food, but at least they're not lying to you. So I walked out of the grocery store empty-handed. I don't think I've ever done that in my life. I went there for crackers. I didn't leave with crackers because there was a bunch of bullshit. So what I did was I came home, I looked on Pinterest, and I'm like, how can I make my own that aren't absolutely awful and disgusting? So I went on Pinterest and I typed up saltine crackers, and I'm telling you, most of the recipes were the same. It's just flour and salt and butter, a little bit of water, roll it out, and you can like pick up this sheet of unbaked cracker and you can slap it on a baking sheet, and then I cut it with a pizza cutter, and then I took a skewer and I put all the little holes in it. That's just for aesthetic. It's not necessary. I preheated the oven to 400. I threw them in, I baked them, and they turned out fucking awesome. I mean, yes, it only made, I don't know, maybe 15 crackers or something like that, but my whole life, I have never purchased a box of saltine crackers and gone through the whole thing. Never once. It's only for chili and soup season. So I always liked when they had like the short stacks and you could get like a half a stack. I mean, or half a package or whatever, until I realized it was full of garbage. But this is really important. Like you have to be able to see what you're putting in. The health of your solar plexus chakra depends on it. If you're going to keep putting in garbage and stuff that says bioengineered or may cause cancer in California, but not in the Midwest, like get real. If you're putting things like this in your body's not going to be able to process. Your body's not going to be able to stomach. Your body's not going to be able to assimilate and then use that as energy. What we are consuming is supposed to be of light so that we can emanate light. And the more light food we eat, the more light we emanate. That's just the way of things. So if your body is like constantly eating processed garbage, you're going to constantly have to be trying to process that, and you just can't. This is why you have shitting issues. Oh, that felt good. I know it was a bit of a tangent, but it's something that you need to understand just so that you know what you're putting in here, what you're putting in here, what you're putting in here, all has to be processed. And if you're putting in a bunch of bullshit, you're going to have problems. So, your gut knows. Your gut can tell you that. And it's even as simple as muscle testing. Okay, I'm going to use this for an example. This is not food. This is a bottle of frankincense, but I'm going to show you exactly how I would test something in the grocery store if I were going to say, oh my gosh, okay, this is an organic snack. It's got, pretty much all clean stuff in it. Is this something that my body needs? This is what I do in the grocery store. And I don't I don't give a shit if somebody's looking at me or whatever, because this is my life. This is my body. This is my livelihood. This is my energy. So let's say this little frankincense. I know that I'm going to test well for this because I've never not tested for frankincense, but I wish I had a food in here. I don't. It's fine. So what you do is you take that item off the shelf and you hold it in your hands and you ask, is this something my body can process? And you're going to, if it is, you're going to start leaning towards it. Now, if it's something that you shouldn't have, do I have anything in here that I shouldn't have? Probably not, because I'm just a walking chickpea. I'm not. But if this were something that my body were like, I would feel my energy fall away from it. So if you're unsure, try that. Try that when you're selecting the cheeses of your charcuteries, because it does make a difference, and your body fucking knows. Your body is so smart. And muscle testing kinesiology is very simple. It's not something that you have to be a doctor to do. It's something you can do for yourself every single day, no matter what it is. If it's food or if it's, personal care products, muscle test yourself. You have that capability. And if you have questions on that or um, would like more information on that, just reach out to me because that will save your life. Okay. It's one of the tools to put in your little tool belt of save my own life tools. Okay. Okay, what else? Oh, causes for, so I went over the food that you can incorporate. I went over no, I didn't. So crystals and essential oils that can help balance the solar plexus chakra would be anything yellow in color. Okay, so citrine, golden quartz, honey calcite, tiger's eye is one of the most powerful personal power crystals for your solar plexus chakra. And as far as essential oils, lemon is always going to be good. Lemongrass, ginger, turmeric. Frankincense is also very good for your solar plexus chakra and helps to create balance and homeostasis within this. And you can take a drop of essential oil and put it right in your belly button, the center of your like solar plexus chakra. And that will help disperse the energy of that essential oil to any area of your body that needs it. Okay. So, and again, if there's any questions on crystals or essential oils, I can help you with that. And if you're interested in, oh my gosh, I need a something to help my solar plexus, I can whip you something up too. Okay. Okay, so the causes of imbalance in the solar plexus range from the inability to trust others or yourself, a lack of self-esteem or self-respect, being easily intimidated or sensitive to judgment and criticism, repressing anger, feeling hopeless, powerless, and defeated, allowing too much of others' energy to become yours, and subsequently disconnecting with who you really are. Okay. That's what this is. If you're feeling disconnected from yourself, it's because you have an imbalanced solar plexus chakra. This is also your purpose chakra, which was something I learned very, very early on. Like your personal power is like your purpose. What is my purpose here? And I know that especially like mothers who are either done with their childbearing years or sending their children off to the wilderness, you can feel like you don't really have a sense of purpose anymore because, well, my motherhood work here is done, which is never done. I mean, we know that it's never ever done. Ask my mom. She knows. I'm still asking her for help every single day of my life, and she comes through. And sometimes I can feel that in my solar plexus because, like I said, this is your second brain. This is your your intuition. You can feel it. And a lot of times when my angels or guides come through for me, especially mom, like I can feel it in my whole center, you know? So that can come from your solar plexus chakra. BT dub, trust that. Trust it. Okay. Especially if you know you've been taking good care and taking the steps to create flow and balance and energetic alignment within your solar plexus. When you get a hit like, that ain't good, it means that ain't good. Trust it. Your discernment is so powerful when you have balance within this chakra. Okay, so sunlight is such a huge medicine for the solar plexus. If you can get your bare skin out in the sun, do it as often as possible. We are, as a species, vitamin D deficient, especially coming into these winter hibernation months when we're not outside as much. We don't get as much exposure, and then we end up with seasonal depression. We end up getting sick. It's a lack of vitamin fucking D, okay? Sunshine, sunlight. Um, Gold is a very, very good conductor of energy flow, moving this energy through alchemy. Okay? Think alchemy. Like you're trying to change something, that change the matter. Like if you're having issues here and you're stuck up in here and things aren't moving the way they should, you want to alchemize it and move it on out. Okay? So gold is a very, very powerful metal, precious metal to help move that energy. And even like wearing it to bed or wearing it as often as you can will help, or having just like even one piece that's gold will help you alchemize any shitty energy and protect your own energy. Okay? That's another big part of the solar plexus chakra is like your personal power is also a protectant. Okay? And your energy is precious. It needs to be protected. So you standing in your power is protecting your energy. And you can't stand in your power if your shit's all wayward and finicky, right? So, some other good things to do is yoga, breath, breath work, stretching. Keep your body moving because it keeps everything moving. And when you don't move your body, you lose the mobility. That is science and just the way of things. And this is why, people, as we age and as we get older, we start not being able to do the things we used to be able to do. But a lot of it is because we stop doing them. We stop being mobile. We stop being active. And when we are sedentary in, our homes and our lives and our whatever, we have a hard time processing and moving things through our system, and that includes food and feelings. So that's something to think about. Every day, you've got to move your body. It's a must. It's an absolute, like, make a promise to yourself, that the first moment when you wake up in the morning, like, God, how are you going to use me? God's probably going to give you some type of inkling, like, bitch, take care of yourself so you can help take care of others. I don't know if that's God's real accent, but I don't know. I'm spoken to in every accent, I guess, because we're all one. So, solar plexus is your body's second brain, and she deserves to be taken care of. Okay. If you want to quickly restore balance and energy in this area, anytime you notice it, stop and take a big, fat, deep breath. Actually, go outside, especially when the sun's shining. Doesn't have to be, but man, you're going to get a whole lot more out of it if it is. Step outside, take a big, fat, deep breath, and ask that your whole being be penetrated with this sunlight, that it helps move through you and helps move out any stuck, stagnant energy that is not serving your greater purpose, your greatest good, your ability to help others. You came here to serve, whether you like it or not. So if you're unhelpful, that's probably why you can't shit, okay? Um, what else? Oh, that's what I was talking about. I have a few notes here. Um, Go outside, take a deep breath, and ask that you feel immediate relief. I mean, this is good for anything that ails you. Like if you all of a sudden feel nauseous, what's the thing you breathe? You go outside, you get some fresh air. Anytime you feel like smothered or closed in on, or like you can't step into your personal power, get the fuck outside. It's grounding, it's balancing. It'll help you feel a little more homeostasis, which is the ultimate goal here, right? So that's the sacral, no, the solar plexus chakra in a nutshell. I'm just talking about so many fucking chakras, I can't keep my shit straight. But yeah, it's your second brain, your second source of intuition. So keep it healthy, keep it balanced, fill it with good, nutritious, whole foods from God's vagina, and you're probably I don't know, probably be just fine. So there you have it. Okay, that's all I have for you today. I love you guys. Go love yourself.